The fluorescent light cast harsh shadows across Alexis's face as she stared into the bathroom mirror. Gripping the sides of the sink, she saw not Alex, the man he used to be, but Alexis, the woman she was always meant to be. 30 years of living under a borrowed identity, a suffocating weight on her soul, were finally starting to lift. Taking a deep breath, Alexis practiced the name that felt foreign yet strangely comforting on her tongue. "My name is Alexis," she whispered, the words a silent vow to finally live authentically. Doubt, however, crept in, cold and insidious. Could she truly shed the skin of Alex and embrace Alexis entirely? Was this new city, where no one knew her past, the key to a life of genuine happiness? Alexis had secured a job at Nova Tech, a progressive tech startup, a beacon of hope in her quest for a more inclusive environment. Dressed in a flowy blouse and a form-fitting slacks, she hoped to subtly hint at her curves. The butterflies in her stomach threatened to erupt as she entered the office building, her sensible flats clicking rhythmically against the polished concrete floor. The receptionist, a sleek blonde, glanced up briefly before directing her to the third floor. Reaching the designated floor, Alexis felt a knot of anxiety tighten in her chest. The open-concept workspace buzzed with activity, but no one seemed to pay her any attention as she navigated the maze of workstations and glass-walled offices. Finally locating her workspace, her heart pounded as she grasped the doorknob and stepped inside. A dozen heads swiveled in her direction, scrutinizing her arrival. Alexis forced a smile and introduced herself as the new cloud migration specialist. A beat of awkward silence followed before a lanky guy with thick-rimmed glasses and a Star Trek t-shirt broke the tension. "Hey Alexis, great to have you on board." He introduced himself as Ethan, the infrastructure lead, and proceeded to introduce her to the rest of the team. Relief washed over Alexis as no one flinched at her name or pronouns. As the morning wore on, Alexis settled into the rhythm of her new workplace. Most of her colleagues seemed welcoming, offering their assistance as she familiarized herself with Novatech's cloud architecture. Ethan particularly took her under his wing, patiently explaining the complexities of the codebase. Laughter filled the air as Alexis found herself cracking jokes, the knot of anxiety loosening with each passing hour. Just when she started to believe this transition might be smoother than anticipated, a snide comment from the workstation behind her shattered the hopeful illusion. "Guess they'll hire anyone these days," a nasal voice remarked, loud enough for everyone to hear. "Dudes in dresses." Anger flared in Alexis's chest, her cheeks burning with humiliation. She stole a glance over her shoulder to see an older man with wispy silver hair and watery blue eyes smirking at her. His employee badge displayed the name Bernard, a stark reminder that even progressive workplaces weren't immune to bigotry. Alexis gritted her teeth and refocused on her onboarding paperwork, determined not to let Bernard's ignorant comment derail her. She had faced far worse in her previous male-dominated engineering jobs. But as the day progressed, Bernard's microaggressions continued. Backhanded compliments about adjusting well, thinly veiled accusations about her technical skills, each one chipping away at her newfound confidence. By the end of the day, Alexis was drained. Seeking solace, she retreated to the bathroom, tears blurring her vision. Was this the reality that awaited her? A constant battle to defend her identity, her very existence? Had she been naive to believe that living as her true self would be easy? A gentle knock on the stall door startled her. "Alexis, you in there? It's Chloe," a voice said. Chloe, the senior developer, had been a friendly face throughout the day. Alexis hastily wiped her tears and opened the door. Chloe's brow furrowed with concern. "Hey, I saw what happened in that meeting with Bernard. Are you okay?" Alexis choked back a sob. "Not really. I don't know how I'm going to deal with him and his prejudice." Chloe sighed, leaning against the wall. "I wish I could tell you it gets easier, but some people are determined to stay ignorant no matter what HR mandates." A flicker of frustration crossed her features. God knows I've dealt with my fair share of Bernards over the years. Hearing someone as confident as Chloe share similar experiences offered a sliver of comfort. "But what do I do?" Alexis asked, her voice shaking. "I don't want to make waves so soon, but I can't just let him walk all over me either." "You don't back down," Chloe declared firmly. "You don't back down," Chloe declared firmly. "But you also don't have to fight this battle alone. We've got your back, Alexis. This is a team, and Bernard's behavior goes against everything Novatech stands for." Chloe's words were a balm to Alexis's wounded spirit. Relief washed over her, replacing the cold dread that had gripped her moments earlier. The next morning, fueled by a newfound sense of resolve, Alexis entered the office, head held high. Bernard's usual morning sneer was met with a steely gaze from Alexis. He sputtered, clearly flustered by her unwavering confidence. Days turned into weeks, and Bernard's harassment continued. He seemed to relish any opportunity to misgender Alexis or make snide remarks about her appearance. Alexis, however, found strength in the camaraderie she built with her colleagues. Ethan and Chloe became her confidants, offering advice and moral support. They subtly shut down Bernard's attempts at bullying during meetings, creating a safe space for Alexis to focus on her work. One particularly tense moment came during a team meeting where Bernard, mid-sentence, referred to Alexis as Alex. The room fell silent. Alexis looked around the table, her heart pounding. Before she could react, Chloe spoke up, her voice calm yet firm. "Actually, Bernard, it's Alexis. We've been over this." The tension in the room was palpable, but one by one, other colleagues voiced their agreement. "Yeah, Bernard, get with the program," Ethan said, earning a few chuckles. Even the normally quiet Sarah, a data analyst, chimed in. "It's not that hard to use the correct pronouns, is it?" Bernard, flustered and red-faced, mumbled an apology that lacked sincerity. Alexis knew his behavior wouldn't change overnight, but for the first time, she wasn't alone in facing him. The silent support from her team was a victory in itself. The turning point came during a presentation about a new cloud migration strategy. Alexis, usually reserved in large groups, surprised herself by her newfound confidence. Her ideas were met with enthusiastic nods and insightful questions. In that moment, she wasn't just Alexis, the trans woman, but Alexis, the skilled cloud migration specialist. Her technical expertise, not her identity, was in the spotlight. As the weeks progressed, Alexis's confidence soared. She thrived under the collaborative environment at Novatech. Her skills and knowledge were valued, and her colleagues went out of their way to create an inclusive space. The initial anxiety that had plagued her slowly faded, replaced by a sense of belonging she hadn't experienced in years. One evening, while staying late to finish a project, Alexis found herself engrossed in a coding challenge. A gentle hand tapped her shoulder. Looking up, she saw Ethan, a warm smile on his face. "Wow, Alexis, you're really knocking this out of the park." Alexis blushed, a flicker of pride warming her chest. "Thanks, Ethan. It just feels good to be working on something I'm passionate about." "It shows," Ethan replied. "You know, you've brought a fresh perspective to the team. We're lucky to have you." His words meant more than he knew. For the first time in her life, Alexis felt truly seen, not just for her gender identity, but for her skills and contributions. The journey hadn't been easy, but it had been worth it. The confrontation with Bernard and the subsequent support from her colleagues had become a turning point. Life at Novatech wasn't perfect. Bernard remained a stubborn presence, but Alexis had discovered a resilience she never knew she possessed. She had learned to navigate the challenges of being a trans woman in the workplace, emerging stronger and more confident than ever before. As she continued to pour her skills and passion into her work, Alexis knew this was just the beginning of a bright future, a testament to the transformative power of living authentically and the unwavering support of a true team. Finally, we would like to express our gratitude for watching till the end. We hope you found the video valuable and informative. If so, please show your appreciation by hitting the like button and leaving us a comment below. We are eager to hear from you. In the end, we have a humble request for you. We are trying hard to keep you enlightened and empowered by creating awesome videos like this. Please support us by joining our membership program. The link is in the description. Your little contribution will inspire us to make more awesome content for you like this. The next video will be published tomorrow, so don't miss it. Till then, take care. More wisdom, more solutions, better life.